Good morning, it is Tuesday morning, it's about 11:15. I'm late starting my vlog today, but I have been up for a little while. I didn't sleep all that well. I've done an awful lot of thinking over the last few days. Research, talking to different people, talking to the landlord, talking to Liz, talking to Simon. I've done an awful lot of sort of considering and what have you. Sold a guitar though. Sold the guitar in the shop, you know, the one that I put in the window yesterday. That's sold. Woohoo! Maybe I should have more guitars. I mean, that's what we're good at, you know, selling musical instruments. We've always been very good at that. That's what Simon's good at. So maybe I should add some to my, like, a little area in the shop or in my online or something. I don't know. I kind of think leave it up to him, but maybe having a few guitars, there's no wrong with that. Ukulele, you know. So I'm in the conservatory and I'm just collecting all the stuff that I need because I'm doing a Christmas craft event tomorrow at Crimple in Harrogate, which I've done numerous times before, which is a lovely place. It's tomorrow night, 5 until 9, so it's like a late night one because they've got a big Christmas event on. So I've got to get me trolley with me wheels, me table, shelves, stuff like that, all ready for doing that tomorrow. We're gonna have to arrive at the shop when it closes tomorrow at 2, pack everything in the car, go do it, and then come back. So yeah, and Alfie I think is barking outside, so we'll see what he's barking at.
Yeah, he cancelled them.
Right, so we're having a wander around Barnsley. I'm currently looking for a belt and it was either really long or too short. So we're going to try Marks and Spencer's because, you know, Marks and Spencer's has most stuff like that. I thought maybe the Market, but they're not necessarily going to have decent leather ones. So yeah, we're going to go into Marks and Spencer's. I guess I'm just not feeling it today. Not feeling it. I'm enjoying being with Alex. The food was fantastic. Just feeling a bit... Thanks. My student certificates have arrived, which is awesome. Look at that one, distinction, grade 8, very good. And a delivery. So there's polystyrene everywhere, but I've managed to unpack all of the crystals. I want to try and get them ready so that I can put them on the live tonight. I am rushing a bit, but I'll see if I can manage it. If not, you know, I'll put the rest on tomorrow. So I've got my little as I call it, my photo studio ready. I like to do it in front of this plant or this one because it creates a nice background of greenery. Different at the shop, but it looks lovely when it's in here, but normally in natural light. But it's 4:30 and it's already dark. So yeah, let's take some pickies. Oh, hello again. It is 10 to 6. I'm just waiting for my own vlog to come on so I can answer any questions and sort of moderate. I like to moderate just in case, you know. Oh, I've set the table downstairs. What's going on here? I've set the table downstairs for my Crystal Live. Now I should normally go to the shop, but the fog's really bad outside and I have to go down a lot of country roads, which is going to be really dark, no lights. And it's very foggy, so I've decided to stay at home and do my Crystal Life here because I've had a delivery this afternoon, so it'll keep it a little bit easier. I think that might be the hoodies ready, Ellie's cat hoodies. She was in vibrant colour or something. Let's have a look. Oh yes, very nice, very nice. And then I'm going to do my Crystal Live at 7:30. Oh, hello. It is 21:46. I've done my Crystal Live. It went very well. It was really intimate and lovely actually. It was nice that I did it at home because of the fog and stuff, so I didn't go to the shop. So I could do really close-up stuff with the crystals and explain what it was and how it could help you and all of that. So it was really nice. It was kind of intimate. Right, so your questions have started coming through from tonight's vlog, which has gone out. So I've got a list here already of a few. So I'm going to answer some of your questions. So let's get the list. So what is your typical day routine? My day routine is get up, go to the bathroom, take tablets, a cup of tea, and then some breakfast. My breakfast of choice is normally yogurt or porridge. Occasionally I'll have some cereals. And at weekends I like to have eggs. It's normally poached eggs or scrambled eggs. I tend to have lunch around sort of 12 o'clock when I'm in the shop. Tea time really depends on whether I'm teaching that day, because I teach singing on Monday and Thursday evenings, so it really depends. When I've finished at night, I like to clean my face. I have some really nice products that I use. I like micellar water. That's one of my faves for cleaning my face at the end of the day. I like Olay as well for moisturisation. I've got an electric toothbrush. I use that every night as well before bed. And I'm a cosy bed person, so I'll have cosy pyjamas on, and because my circulation is pretty poor, I tend to have 2 pairs of socks on when I go to bed. They're not always on when I get up, but I tend to go to bed with 2 pairs of socks. Advice on how to get into mindfulness practices. Well, mindfulness is not something I'm sort of an expert in. I have done it in the past, but I couldn't really offer you all that much advice on that, unfortunately. How to implement self-care. Now, I'm a workaholic, so asking me to implement self-care is quite a tricky thing. But I think, as I look at it, right, is if you're not healthy and well, how can you look after anybody else? So you have to look after you first, so that then you can care for others. I have slipped out of it a little bit with the shop because it's been super stressful. So I've probably not been looking after myself as much as I could have done, like not having food in the house. But yeah, I think you have to look after you first, and it's not necessarily a selfish thing. It's, you know, how can you look after anyone else if you can't look after yourself? So I would look at that. How's my heart? Oh, these are deep questions. At the moment, it's still beating incorrectly. One of the higher chambers beats differently. It's always beaten differently, but at the moment it's beating incorrect to an extent that there might have to be a pacemaker. I've managed to put it off for about 6 months or so, since sort of February, but it's catching up with me again. I'm getting out of breath, and I'm getting palpitations from time to time. Occasionally you might see I'm yellow because I've got a bit of anemia coming on every so often, so I have to make sure I take enough iron. But next week, in fact, I'm going for a heart monitor for a 24-hour period. I've had one before back in February when they said probably going to need the pacemaker, but because things had improved, and things very much improved for me throughout the summer months, the weather's better. But then when you hit the winter and the asthma starts to play up and it's cold and all that, and bugs are around a little bit more, I find the winters are always a struggle. So yeah, I'm going to have the monitor on. It's next Monday and Tuesday, so I'll have it fitted the Monday, then take it back the Tuesday, and then we'll get an idea of where the heart is now and as to whether we're going to have this pacemaker fitted, which is like, I'm 47, why would I need a pacemaker? But, you know, I've had heart issues since I was born. I was born with a congenital heart defect, so I'm never going to get away from these things. So we'll just see. We will come to that bridge when we get there. That's probably not the right way of saying it. What made you want to become the Honest Vocal Coach? These are good questions. Right. Well, I've been a vocal coach for years. I'd already been teaching singing for 16 years before the Honest Vocal Coach came along. I'd become a little bit obsessed with YouTube and on like Vocal Coach Reacts videos. I'm like, I love the way that these are educational. It's fun because they get to watch the performance, but it's education at the same time. People prefer that than just a talking at you kind of technique video. They're good from time to time, but they don't get the views for YouTubers. So after researching them for quite a long time, I took the plunge and thought, I'll try this. And within about 6 months of just being me, this honest thing kept coming up. People saying, you're just so honest, you're so fair. You never sort of fake with it. You're not one of these vocal coaches that'll just say everything's positive and wonderful to get the views. You're actually saying it like it is. And that's how the Honest Vocal Coach name came about. I got into teaching by accident. When Ellie was a baby, I had a next door neighbour who was an actress. And she heard me singing while changing a nappy one day across the fence. I think the patio door was open. Anyway, we became good friends and she wanted me to help her with the singing. So I did. I started to coach her and, her voice started to improve at quite a speed. And she said, you're really good at this. Because I'd been a singer for many years and I've trained in performing arts. And it was like, well, why not? So when Alex was born, I had both of them. They were full-time in nursery. I wanted a job that could be more flexible, that meant I didn't have to put them in full-time. We both had to work full-time to try and earn enough to pay for the childcare, and it was all a bit of... It was a good cushy job, to be fair, but it wasn't what I really loved to do. So I went back to college 2 days a week and worked part-time around it and had 2 small toddlers. I must have been mad, because I also wrote the... vocal tutor, as it was my business name at that time, manual. It was a 21 set lessons starting off as a singing teacher. Anyway, I did all that in the period of a year, and yeah, I've not really had a proper job since. Well, I've worked for theatre schools and worked on TV shows and stuff like that, but it's still classed as a sort of self-employed thing, really. What are your plans for the Crystal Shop next year? Well, I was going to leave that for another video. Yeah, because the Crystal Shop is a struggle at the minute, and you guys know that. Financially, I'll be honest with you, because I've had some time to think about it, and I've spoke to, family and all the rest of it yesterday, that what the shop is earning basically pays for the rent and the electricity. So there is no profit from the shop at the moment, none. So the only profit I'm getting is from the online stuff. And at the moment, I don't know what the future's going to be for the shop, because the area is wrong. I know that. Where the shop is situated, it's not working. I'm in between a butcher's and a bakery who shut earlier in the day, which doesn't help me any at all. It turns out there's a crystal candle shop further down the road that I didn't know before I moved in. That's bad on my part. I should have done a bit more research. I actually thought it was a yoga studio, because it says yoga across the top, but underneath it there's actually a crystal and candle shop, so that doesn't help. Although I have been told my shop's better than their shop. So at this moment there is no long-term plan for the Crystal Shop. I do have some plans, but I don't really want to go into what they are just yet. But there are no long-terms for the Crystal Shop, because we're just basically seeing how it goes for now. I wanted to do at least 6 months in there, so I got when I first went into this, so I could get a good idea of sort of incomings, outgoings and really getting an idea of the area, having done lots of promotion and things like that, so you can kind of see. But it's kind of leveled out now over 3 months. It was kind of quiet, then there was a big push because I did a certain amount of advertising, then it's kind of plateaued sort of somewhere in the middle. But it's just the rent is so expensive for any shop. What I'm paying is really minimal compared to the other shops that I've been looking at. They want £1,200. That's kind of the norm. 1,200, 1,400, depending on where it is. That's before you even look at business rates. Business rates are about £500 a month, depending on whether you have to pay for them or not. But at the moment, there's this sort of blanket thing that the councils are all doing, where if that's all, you have one business in a shop, you get free business rates. So I currently don't have to pay business rates, but shopkeepers have to look at that. Then you've got your gas, your electricity, which obviously is through the roof right now. So you've got to earn so much more to pay your rent and your bills and stuff, and your internet and whatever else get in there every day, to then come out with any profit. So you've got to earn a decent amount each week for there to be a decent amount of profit. And that's where a lot of businesses are going out of business, because they simply cannot keep up with it, because we're going through this crisis that people just don't have any spare money. And I have a business that's a luxury business. You know, we don't have to have candles, we don't have to have crystals. Clothing we do, but you know, you get basic stuff. So what I sell is a bit like singing lessons. It's a luxury item that is not a necessity. So, you know, you're going to go to Asda for your food first before you go to the crystal shop. So you've got to bear those things in mind. So yeah, it has come to a head this week. I have made some decisions. Plans are a bit different than they were before. But I'll go into all this lot soon, once I've spoke to, you know, kind of done everything that I need to do. And any new products that will be introduced in the new year. I do want more tea light holders, and I've had that in my head for ages. There's some beautiful Moroccan tea light holders, which are like little gorgeous lanterns. I'd love to have some of those. And I want to develop the crystal side a little bit more. Because I have lots of rare and unique mixture of crystals, but I want to go into that in more details, as well as, you know, the traditional things that people normally have, some of those unique kind of crystals, and a lot of one-offs. I want to do those kinds of things. So that's the questions from one person, just one person. So I'm going to look now onto my comments on Youtube and see what's come through, and I'll probably answer even more in the following, like the next vlog as well, because tomorrow's going to be chocker. I've got to go into the shop, I've got orders to wrap, postage to do, we've got boxes to pack, we're off to do a Christmas event, then we've got to bring it all back, put it all back on the shelves. So tomorrow is going to be a bit of a big day trying to get everything done. So fitting in lots of vlog questions might be hard, but I'll get them all done. Right, let's have a see what's here. Do you sell rose quartz, and do you have a list of what you sell in terms of crystals? Yes and yes. So I'll reply to this person and let them know. I have plenty of rose quartz angels, palm stones, tumble stones. Gosh, I can't think off the top of my head. Bracelets. So numerous different rose quartz things. Could you tell us how you adopted Alfie? He's so cute. Yeah, well, Alfie came from a breeder, actually. And it was, I don't know what happened with Alfie. It was a very quick decision. For some reason, I felt there was something missing from our family and we needed a dog, and we literally decided to go, picked him up within the space of 2 days. But yeah, I'm glad I've got him. Can I ask when you became a psychic or got into more spiritual stuff? As I originally found you through a singing channel and then stumbled across to here, which I love, by the way. Thanks very much. Well, there's a video actually about how I found that I was psychic. So if you want me to put a link to that under this video, I can do. It's me just telling the full story. It's sad, it's very sad. But yeah, I kind of talk about it in that. So if you want me to do that, let me know and I'll put a link under the video or send you it or something. Be careful on Vinted. Don't put too many new things with tags up or you risk being blocked. Vinted isn't for businesses, it's meant to be cleaning out your wardrobe. Okay, fair point. If it's, if it is an issue, I'll pull my stuff off again. Nothing's sold anyway, I just wasn't sure. Does my late maternal grandmother watch over me somehow? What does she think of me? Oh, bless you. She absolutely will do. All of our relatives, when they pass, they are around us in some way. They'll have tried to connect with things like feathers or birds, coins. There are many sort of ways that spirit like to try and contact us, but I can absolutely guarantee you that she will be watching over you somehow. And what does she think of me? I don't know. We probably need to do a proper reading for that to find out what her feelings are, but you can book one of those. Just give me a message. My big question is, how about a quick flash of Simon and Liz? You talk about them so much, and I'm a visual person, and I'm wondering what they look like. Perhaps a quick flash when you're having your Chinese. Okay, I will have a word with them, and I'll see if I can get them on the vlog. That wooden artwork looks so great, but I would never buy it if you told me it was wooden artwork. Even if it's a wholesale piece, you should understand what you're selling. I'm going to reread that. That wooden artwork looks great, but I would never buy it if you told me it was wooden artwork, even if it's a whole piece. Oh, I'm with you. I think I'm with you. Yeah, because there is more to it. It's not just a wooden artwork. But yeah, I'm with you. You seem so much brighter. Thank you very much. That's not a question. What else we got? I love your vlogs. Love it when you answer the questions. Oh, here's one. Right. I'm not sure if you've covered it before, but do you advertise your retail shop on the online shops? Yes, I do. I advertise on Facebook, Instagram, Google, all of the items, but I also promote the shop. I'm also on Google Maps. I do Facebook groups, Facebook Marketplace. I'm also a member of groups for the local area as well. It's called Sescu, which is basically South Emsall. It's the area that I'm in, so I post stuff a lot on those local pages. Newspapers no longer work. Trying to do online lives can really encourage people to come to the shop as well, because they watch them on live and then they come. So I do that as well. Also, do you have prices marked in your retail shop? Yes, I read somewhere that people dislike having to ask the price. Oh, I'm with you. No, everything is price marked in my shops. I would hate to go into a shop and have to ask. That would annoy me. There's only one shop I have to ask, and that's Trading Post in Featherstone, which is an antiques place. But that's because we know them so well, and I know you so well. They let us have stuff cheap and often for free. I think that's the only one where they don't really have that many prices on. Some of them do, but yeah, I always have prices on. Do you have a favourite Pogue song? No, not really. Pogues are not my thing. What's your favourite brand of tea? That's an unusual question. These are really interesting. This is going to be a long one, isn't it? Yes, I love a Tetley. A Tetley tea girl. I've been drinking Tetley for a long time, but I drink decaf now. My brother is obsessed with Yorkshire tea. He thinks I should drink it just because I'm from Yorkshire. I should have Yorkshire tea, but no, I like Tetley decaf. I am 53 years old. What's your age? 47. Apparently I look younger though. Fingers crossed. How did you get into singing and vocal coaching? Long story, so I'll keep it short, but I was a dancer from the age of 4 to 16. I did still dance till I was 19. Musical theatre. I did all styles of dance. My singing took over when I went to college at 16, because my dance teacher told me my singing was better than my dancing. So that kind of took off from there. When did you first start getting into crystals and being psychic? Psychic from the age of 16, and there's a video for that, which I've already mentioned. And getting into crystals, I've been into crystals for quite a while, but it really kicked off a lot when I was left my mum's jewellery box. And I knew she was interested in crystals, but I didn't know it was as in-depth as it was. And I found all sorts in a jewellery box, including moldavite, which is... yeah, moldavite's one of the rarer crystals, and it's a special crystal. And then my obsession with it sort of started from there, really. Well, it grew even more. With your psychic ability, do you get messages, feelings all the time when dealing with people in everyday life. I actually do now, yes. So it can be tricky switching them off, but yes. Always get a feeling of who your guide is and who was with you at that time. So I can literally tell you whether it's male or female, how old they are ish, the spirit that's with you at that time. I am clairsentient, which is clairsentience, which basically means I feel what you feel and feel what the spirit felt. So that's how it comes through. I also use clairaudience, which is hearing, so I can hear names, voices, and I can also occasionally see images, but it's more of a feel of the image than seeing the image. I know that's tricky, but that's kind of how it comes through for me. Throughout my life, when I was around 4 years old, I heard voices, seen people. I still do to some extent, but I've never tapped into it, nor do I want to, if I'm honest. But I am just interested if you experience the same things. Absolutely, yes, we're all born with this ability. It's just if you don't use it, you lose it, basically. As years go by, you don't use it. You know, how many times have you seen stories of kids looking up in the corner and talking to people and waving at the graves and things like that? We all have this. It's just when we don't use it, this ability starts to diminish and it disappears. My question is, how did you decide that you wanted to start vlogging? The vlogging kind of came out of the Honest Vocal Coach React stuff, because people were getting more interested in me personally and not just being a vocal coach. And I had done, it was really hard vlogging, by the way, seeing yourself on camera. I did 6 months of vlogging and I binned everything. There was a friend of mine at the time, who's no longer a friend, said some really just derogatory things about me and the vlogs and things, and I just abandoned it all, deleted everything, and then thought, you know what, forget it, I'm going to start it again. And I really enjoy doing it, and I want to show myself as a real person. This is me, this is it. Somebody commented recently actually on my vlog and said, it's not very Christmassy, is it? You know, it's a bit manic. This is my personality, this is who I am. You know, I go through depression like a lot of people do. You can't fake happiness all the time. I try to put this positive energy out as much as I can, because I'm very much into The Secret, the law of attraction, what you put out you get back. Totally believe in that. Can you not rent a room in a serviced office unit? I suppose I could, but the whole point of getting the shop was so it would have a front so people could come in, because I already did the shop from home and that works great. The online stuff is brilliant, the live works really well, and the whole online thing is great. I really enjoy all that works really well, but I wanted to have a shop front so people could actually come in, but yeah, it's a tough one. It's not working out as I wanted. You can set it up as a showroom and use it for vlogs, lives, readings, workshops, etc. I think that's a good idea. But I already have this lovely YouTube room here at home. My house is reasonably big. I chose this one on purpose because it does have 3 bedrooms, even though there's only 2 of us. We've got a guitar room, which is where Simon does his stuff, and then I've got my YouTube room. I've got a big conservatory. We've got a big garage. So we chose this house because it allowed us to do a lot of stuff in it. But yeah, it's obviously there will be no passing footfall, but we still promote the business, and a lot cheaper and more convenient. Well, I do have ideas on that one. Personally, I think that online is the way to go, but understand and respect your point of view. Yeah, you're right. Love this vlog tonight. No, that's it for now. That's all the questions. So what I'll do is I'll sign off from this vlog. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's going to be a long one. And any more questions that come through tomorrow, I'll add them into the next vlog. So I'll try and answer as many as possible. So thank you for watching. I'm going to finish putting these last few bits on the websites for the shop. There's a few more things that I've not put on yet. Crystals that arrived today. get my pyjamas on and get ready for bed, because Sam's not here at the minute. He's working away a lot, so there's a lot of me being on my own at home with Alfie. But Alfie's a lovely comfort. He's lovely. Not always lovely when you wake up first thing in the morning. He comes and gives you a big kiss across your face like that, and you're like, oh my God. But yeah, he's lovely. It helps me a lot. It's a lot of comfort. He was a lot of comfort when Ellie passed as well. You know, when Simon went back to work and I was at home on my own, that was hard. So I don't know, maybe there was a sign to say get Alfie before Ellie passed. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, before I get upset and stuff, see you all soon. Thank you so much for asking so many questions. Mwah! Bye, loves.